Yes.
They love you.
Oh, thanks.
So, God's Club back together?
Yeah, we're going to do... well, it's 30 years next year, and
Get away.
it feels like a sort of bit of a milestone, and sort of I think we should, really, because I think the only other opportunity would be at 60, which I think, not for me.
Well, that's 30 years since you got together.
Since the day we started,
And how long has it been since you've actually performed together?
Well, we did a reunion about 12 years ago, which was fun to start with.
I like the way you tailed that sentence.
Well, it did, because I think it went on a bit too long, but I think now we're all a bit more grown up, we're all much friendlier, so I think this is going to be fun.
Do you include you in that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I instigated this. I think everybody in the band was really surprised when they got the phone call.
Well, they were, because you said before that you weren't going to do it, didn't you?
I did, and also...
they said they were going to get another singer.
And they did, and it was a disaster.
George, have you had to make compromises in your head to work with these people, or is it, as you've got older, have you all changed and you can... Because it's so hard to work with people.
It is. I think with, you know, myself and John, you know, because obviously we were really close, and... Now I kind of just accept him as he is, and I think hopefully it works the other way as well. I think I just don't... I used to pick on him a lot. When we went on the last tour, it was always like niggling him the whole time.
Yeah.
So
and now I don't.
What you're trying to say is you're nice now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. And I can actually... I do love John, you know what I mean? I'm not in love with him, but I love him. He's a friend, and I actually, you know, I think that's really... It is great to be able to say that. Because it's taken a long time.
Do you like being nice, though? We were talking about that word nice being a bit bland.
Well, I haven't always been nice.
No, George! you came... I remember having a terrible row with you one night about 4 years ago, and you chased me in the ladies' lab somewhere, and you went... and then you wrote in your column, I thought, oh, George is having one of his turns. But you've changed again.
Well, I think both you and I have a bit of a reputation. But I think, you know, a lot of that stuff is kind of what's going on inside of you, isn't it? Sure. And if you feel that way about yourself, then you kind of reflect it. Yeah. My policy generally is it's easier to be nice, because, like, if somebody comes up and meets you for the first time, if you're horrible, you know, you kind of spend the whole day wishing you hadn't been horrible. You think, oh, why did I do that? Why did I just
how much is that, George, to do with turning your life round? You know, stopping doing drugs, stopping drinking, and everything about your life has changed, and you're just a completely different person.
I am, yeah.
You're just a joy to be with.
Oh,
I mean, so nice to you now. But you think, like, when you started again, that was it?
It's a lot to do with it, you know, and... you know, I think when you're messed up, you know, you don't really have perspective. You know, you don't really feel that good about yourself, and you really end up spending a lot of time on your own. So you isolate, and you know, when you're clean, it's like you're out in the world again, and you know, everything's... The hat's brighter.
You're because this time now is a good time for you to come back, isn't it? Because of flamboyantness, like the Gagas of this world.
Absolutely, I'm her biggest fan.
And then your style is back, isn't it?
No, I just think, you know, obviously when I do the Culture Club thing, you know, I want it to be really spectacular. You know, so I think it's really the last sort of chance that we'll have to do something like that. And I want to kind of celebrate all those great things about Britain, you know, all the kind of youth culture movements, which we don't have now. Yeah. We don't have those kind of movements like punk and glam rock, you know, it's all sort of... It doesn't exist anymore, so we're going to really celebrate that. You know,
is that something that you're going to try and achieve on your own as well? Because obviously you've got your solo album out.
Yeah, I think I'm building up slowly.
What sort of music? Because obviously you're a very well-renowned DJ as well as performer. Does your album reflect that? What sort of music?
Well, the new album, Ordinary Alien, is very dancey, but it's very laid back, so it's not like pounding. You know, it's quite chilled. So it's not like you're not going to give you a headache or anything. You know, Mums will like it. My mum likes it, apart from one track, which is a bit rude. but it is.
It's proper dancey music.
It's dancey, but kind of more like Ibiza chill out, sort of a bit laid back. No, it's not like banging nails into wood.
Yeah, no, I know that. I've got a question here from Sue on Facebook. Okay. He says, like my good self, you will be celebrating your 50th birthday this year.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Isn't it weird the way people clap you when you get older?
Well done. Do you have any plans? And if so, can you please invite Sue to your celebrations?
Well, I'll certainly consider it. I want to have a party when I'm 50, but I want to try and have all the people I know there. Because a lot of my parties have just known about 5 people, which is always great fun, you know, because it's quite nice to sort of meet new people. But for 50, I think I want to do something where I actually remember to invite everyone I love. Because there's a lot of people.
Remember who's there as well this time.
To a point. I mean, obviously, I'm happy for people to come along and gate crash, you know, if they look good.
You can have style police on the door.
Well, you know, probably someone like Philip Salon.
Yeah, brilliant.
Just
Friends of ours
speaking of looking good, you know, you're turning 50 and apparently the survey says that's when you start feeling really great about yourself. Would you say that's true?
Well, I would say that as I've got older, I'm lucky because I've kind of got more comfortable with myself, definitely. And a lot of that is, as Janet says, to do with recovery as well.
Sure.
You know, you see things in a brighter way. But I think, you know, I've got a lot of friends who are like 20 and they panic all the time about the way they look, you know. What's that saying? When you're 20, you've got the face God gave you. When you're 30, you've got the face you created. When you're 40, you've got the face you deserve. So I'm kind of past that stage now, so I better be happy.
Now you said that.
I better be happy. But I think a lot of it is, you know, I mean, I've never had surgery or any of that stuff. And I don't, if you want to do it, it's fine. But I think I'll just let nature take its course, really.
I've got an email here from Joanne who's asking the question, how many hats do you own and do you do your own makeup?
I don't do my own makeup. The lovely Christine Bateman does my makeup. I can't do it anymore. I can't be bothered. It's just another stress.
I know. I know, it's something you can fail
I
at.
can do it, but I just can't be bothered.
What
so
about
she
the hats?
does it.
'Cause, I mean,
the
you're so
hats are
known for
made
your
by
hats.
Philip Tracy,
Yeah.
who's a great Irish milliner
yes.
and very good friend. And luckily, I don't have to pay for them. God bless him. So yeah, I get free hats off Philip, which is great.
It's absolutely lovely as ever to have you on. Good
Thank
luck
you.
with the album and everything. I'll give you time to go over and perform. It's Boy George, everyone.
OK, that is...